Plants, like people, are constantly responding to their environment. For example, when corn plants sense that nearby weeds are growing up and robbing them of sunlight, they respond by putting extra energy into leaf growth so they can soak up ample sun.
But there's only so much energy to go around. Some of that plant's energy would normally go into root growth. As a result, roots are malnourished and suffer. That's where University of Guelph professor Clarence Swanton comes in. He thinks that applying pre-emergent herbicides is one answer to this problem, getting rid of weeds before they have a chance to grow and start stealing corn's sunlight.
So what we have here is a series of experiments. We have glyphosate-tolerant corn. And so what we're trying to do is look at the various timings. And what we find is if you're late getting your glyphosate, the herbicide glyphosate, on the ground in time, you can actually influence the growth pattern of a crop.
Swanton and his fellow researchers know from their light research that the mere presence of weeds diminishes yield potential by the second. Their most recent studies have found that the potential yield loss can be as high as 3.3 bushels of corn per day in Ontario.
One of the things that a grower can do is ensure that when a corn crop comes out of the ground, that it only sees its siblings, other corn, and doesn't see a weed. And there are a couple of ways that you can get that. You can get that through the application of an early post-emergence herbicide or the application of a pre-emergence herbicide on the ground. And the idea here is that you get coverage on the ground with a pre-emergence herbicide, and so when the seedling comes out of the ground, it continues to distribute its carbon between above ground and below ground and doesn't make any shifts in that allocation of its growth between shoot and roots.
For the first time in weed science history, Swanton says that growers will be able to use a measuring stick called weed thresholds to measure how many weeds are present before they start causing problems for corn. That way, farmers will be able to keep a handle on how much herbicide they're using for each application.
Well, with the pre-emergence herbicide on the ground, now you can walk a field and decide, do I have enough control from my soil-applied herbicide, or do I need to follow up with a post-application of glyphosate in this case? And so you have this flexibility where you can make an informed decision as to whether or not you need a second spray.
Using weed thresholds should mean better product stewardship from growers. With fewer herbicide applications needed, growers will be able to save money and retain high yield potentials, all while reducing their environmental impact.
So that can save a grower money, that can save a grower time, and it reduces risk to management. And those things help, especially when you're managing a substantial acreage.
From the Woodstock Research Station, I'm Joey Salvage reporting for Spark Air.